Eddie Hearn is absolutely furious with veteran journalist Thomas Hauser over an article he wrote recently in which he called for Anthony Joshua to retire. He was absolutely tearing into him in this Boxing Social interview. He said that Hauser should retire from journalism. Now, I've read the article, and there's nothing in there that would warrant this type of response from Eddie Hearn. He isn't disrespectful towards Anthony Joshua in any way, and he isn't even overtly disrespectful towards Eddie Hearn. So what's this all about? Well, Hauser's argument is that Anthony Joshua's heart is no longer in the game, that he no longer has the spirit for battle that he once had, let's say when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. Therefore, from this point forward, boxing becomes exponentially more dangerous for him, particularly if they're going to put him in with the likes of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. He's basically suggesting that he doesn't give AJ much chance in those fights. Now, I'm not here to say whether Hauser is right or wrong, because time will tell, but it's not an unreasonable position to take, given what we've seen. There are plenty of other people in boxing, like Dominic Ingle, for example, who have echoed a similar sentiment. He believes that AJ's best days are behind him. Johnny Nelson said something similar a couple of weeks ago. So there's nothing that Hauser said that was unreasonable. So what has got Eddie Hearn's back up? I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that he's close to AJ and sees him as a friend. I don't buy all that. I think what stung Eddie Hearn about the article is the fact that Hauser believes Anthony Joshua is putting his health at risk by continuing. But there are people around him, he doesn't name them, he just says people around him who will want him to continue so that they can make some money out of him. That is basically questioning the ethics of the likes of Eddie Hearn and everybody else that's involved. Because if you've really got Anthony Joshua's best interests at heart, you're not going to put him in these extremely dangerous fights when he's psychologically shot. It doesn't matter how physically well preserved he is or what skills he still has. If your mind's not in it and if your heart's not in it, you're putting yourself in grave danger. And we all know Anthony Joshua's physical vulnerabilities. When you add mental vulnerabilities on top of that, confidence at an all-time low, it's very problematic. This is where Thomas Hauser's coming from. And you know what? He could turn out to be right. Maybe AJ is finished. And maybe the likes of Eddie Hearn, who, again, he didn't name, are just looking to cash Anthony Joshua out. Maybe it's that cynical. The fact that Eddie Hearn has reacted with such fury over a perfectly reasonable argument perhaps suggests that it's hit a nerve because there's actually a lot of truth to it. Personally, and I've said this before, I suspect AJ does have at least one good win left in him. Maybe several more. We'll see how he performs in his next couple fights. But I'm certainly open to the possibility that I could be wrong as well. He hasn't taken a load of punishment in his career. He had, let's say, 2 really hard fights. The first Andy Ruiz fight and the Klitschko fight. Other than that, he hasn't taken a load of punishment. Physically, I think he's still fresh, but not everybody has the same capacity for mental punishment. Some people can overcome more easily than others. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below.